For pre-need funerals, burials, and cremations is Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. Funeral service for Philip T. Stewart Sr., age 78, of Childersburg, is Saturday at 1 o'clock from Providence Baptist Church in Harpersville. Brother Zane Smith and Brother Jeff Adams officiating. Mr. Stewart died Wednesday, February the 8th at his residence. Visitation Saturday at the church from 11:30 until 1 p.m. In lieu of flowers, the family asks that donations be made to the Providence Baptist Church. Memorial messages can be sent to the family at raddysmith.com, Raddy Smith Funeral Home directing. Funeral service for Patricia Ann Sappho Milner, age 73, of Sylacauga, is Sunday at 2 p.m. from the chapel of Raddy Smith Funeral Home. Brother Wally Renendez and Reverend Vern Ogle officiating. Burial in the Talladega Springs Cemetery. Mrs. Milner died Thursday, February the 9th at her residence. She was a member of the Sylacauga Church of the Nazarene and retired from Radiology PC and Coosa Valley Medical Center after some 35 years of service as an X-ray transcriptionist. Visitation Saturday from 5 until 8 p.m. at Raddy Smith Funeral Home. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at raddysmith.com. Raddy Smith Funeral Home in Sylacauga directing. Funeral service for James Lamar Kelly, age 88, of Sylacauga, is Monday, February the 13th at 11 o'clock from the chapel of Raddy Smith Funeral Home. Reverend Tommy Bounds, along with Jim Popwell and Jeffrey Scott, officiating. Burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. Mr. Kelly died February the 8th at Coosa Valley Medical Center. He was a veteran of the United States Navy and a longtime member of the Mignon United Methodist Church. Visitation Sunday, 4 until 6 at the funeral home. The family will accept flowers or contribution can be made to the Mignon United Methodist Church, P.O. Box 1273, Sylacauga, 35150. Memorial messages can be sent to the family at raddysmith.com, Raddy Smith Funeral Home directing. Funeral service for Eddie Milton Red Weathers, age 93, of Sylacauga, is Saturday at 2 o'clock from the sanctuary with the Reverend Freddie Edwards, Brother Larry McConaughey, and Brother Red's grandson, Junior Owings, officiating. The body will lie in state at the church 1 hour prior to the service. Burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. Mr. Weathers died February the 7th at his residence. He was a member of the sanctuary and owner of Weathers Metal Shop for some 60 years. Visitation is tonight, 5 until 8 o'clock at the funeral home. Memorial messages can be sent to the family at raddysmith.com, Raddy Smith Funeral Home directing. Funeral service for Mr. Steve A. Elrod, age 61, of Alexander City, is today at 11 o'clock from the chapel of Raddy Funeral Home in Alexander City. Brother Donnie Mapp officiating. Burial in the Hephzibah Baptist Church Cemetery in Cleveland County at 2 o'clock. The family received friends last night at the funeral home. Mr. Elrod died February the 7th at his residence. He was a member of the Hephzibah Baptist Church in Cleveland County. Memorial messages can be sent to the family at raddyfuneralhome.com, Raddy Funeral Home directing. Funeral service for Mrs. Clara May Henley, age 87, of Alexander City, is today at 3 p.m. from the chapel of Raddy Funeral Home. Brother Donnie Blackman officiating. Burial in the Kelladon Memory Garden. The family receiving friends today 1 until 2:30 at Raddy Funeral Home. Mrs. Henley died Tuesday, February the 7th at her residence. She was a member of the Kelladon Baptist Church. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at raddyfuneralhome.com, Raddy Funeral Home directing. And visitation for Wanda Rawls Knight of Alexander City, age 94. That visitation will be Saturday at First United Methodist Church in Alexander City from 12:30 until 2 p.m. Funeral service to follow at First United Methodist Church in Alexander City at 2:30 with the Reverend John Basilio and Dr. T. Michael Morgan officiating. Burial in the Alexander City Cemetery. The family will accept flowers but prefer memorial contributions made to the First United Methodist Church of Alexander City. Memorial messages can be sent to the family at raddyfuneralhome.com, Raddy Funeral Home directing. And funeral service for Mr. Clarence Larvell Roberts, age 84, of Alexander City, is today at 11 o'clock from Hillview Baptist Church. Reverend Josh Salmons officiating. Burial in the Hillview Memorial Park with veterans honors provided by the Alexander City Veterans Honor Guard. Mr. Roberts died February 5th at Goodwater Healthcare Center. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Mr. Roberts was a member of the Hillaby Baptist Church, where he served as deacon, brotherhood director, and chair of the Building and Grounds Committee. He was also a veteran of the U.S. Army and Army Reserve during the Korean War. Radley Funeral Home directing. Terry Maddox Joseph, age 52, died Wednesday, February the 8th. She was born in Sylacauga and lived in the Birmingham area for the past 17 years. She has loved ones living in Sylacauga and surrounding area today. Visitation for Terry will be 11 till 2 o'clock on Sunday at Rideout's Southern Heritage Funeral Home in Pelham. The celebration of Terry's life will be 3 o'clock on Sunday at Valladale Baptist Church, Terry's home church. Then a private graveside service and burial at Southern Heritage Cemetery in Pelham. In lieu of flowers, memorial gifts can be made to a college scholarship trust fund established to benefit Terry's beloved children. All donations can be made to the college accounts, P.O. Box 85290, Lincoln, Nebraska 68501. Please list one of Terry's children's names on the check's memo line. Funeral service for Mr. Tampa Ely Jr., age 76, will be Saturday at 1 o'clock from Morning Star Baptist Church. Pastor John L. Ragland officiating. Interment in the church cemetery. The body will family viewing and friend viewing from 2 until 6 today at the funeral home. Mr. Ely Jr. died Monday at Coosa Valley Baptist Medical Center. Sims Funeral Service, Talladega directing. And funeral service for James Edward Whiteside, age 66, is noon Saturday at Kingston Baptist Church. The Reverend Byron White is the pastor, the Reverend Charles Garrett the eulogist. Interment in the church cemetery. The body will lie in state at the church 1 hour prior to the service. Online condolences at terrysmortuary.com. Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary in Talladega in charge of the arrangements. Let's look at obituaries this morning, brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. For pre-need, funerals, burials, and cremations, it's Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.